Elizabeth, mics are hot. Stop talking so much shit. Jesus.
Oh, sorry. I'll hold off. Sorry. Oops.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Shadow. It's funny to see you here. What are you guys doing here? Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Oh my god. JG Corvette Boy, thank you so much for the one freaking year. Welcome back in. 1 year Vandalay Industries. Thank you so much for being a 1 year employee. Your 1 year employee gift is this podcast.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Steve Gallagher, thank you so much for the 8 freaking months. Hello, Ashley. I'm just here for the great motorsports talk and go Dodgers. Boo. Go Mariners. Boo. Keep the shit talk up. You got it, guy. I guess we'll do that soon. I guess we can do that. We can schedule some shit talk in. Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. I feel like these are getting earlier and earlier. I hate that you changed your name. Because it's... I was like, who the fuck is this mod? The gentleman was simmering. Like, who the fuck is that? I know who you are.
Oh, that's Francis. So funny.
Go Leafs, go Blue Jays. Yeah, I forgot to. Everyone's like, who is this person that actually modded? I've never met them in my life.
Just showed up.
Just showed up here. Another week, another Ash and Elizabeth banger podcast. Don't you know it? Hi, Kel. Yeehaw. Yeah, get ready for some yeehaw gentrification. Cultural appropriation.
We got it going on.
Ugh, tires with a Y, Elizabeth.
I like when they spell tires with a Y because with the Texas accent, it feels better than the I. Tires. Like it, the Y just feels like it has a better place.
Tires.
There.
Tires is tires.
Tires. Yeah, you get the long Y.
I can't do it because I'm not from there. Fastlane Rachel, thanks so much for the 15 months. 15 months? Oh my god. Yeah. By the way, past a year, you're stuck here. You can't leave. You don't have to subscribe because, yeah, but you can't leave. So,
you're stuck.
I hope everyone's okay with that. Steve, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. T-I-ers. Oh god.
T-I-ers.
There was a whole thing with Katie Nolan on her podcast where someone called in and they're like, you're saying Jaguars wrong with like a W. And she's like, what do you say? Jaguars? Like, Jaguar. Like the Jaguar. It has a W in it. I don't know, but you don't say it. It's Jaguar. Jaguars.
Yeah.
Jaguar. Sorry, emphasis. The Jag. No, I can't.
Let me make sure you get every single word.
Hammond. Unfortunately, I have an old man British accent that I can pull that off with.
If only.
Okay, I like that everyone just started doing the Jeremy Clarkson thing. It's so funny. We just call him a what? How do I use the A with the 2 dots on top?
Doink. That's how you say it.
Doink. I think it's the wrong vowel. No room for error on that. Yeah. A dot. A double dots. While we're here, let me get into my first rant of the day.
Ooh.
Corporate America. That's it. That's the rant. No, I'm kidding. So we have a mandatory. We have a strongly suggested 3 days in the office, 2 days work from home. And what's frustrating is I'm usually the only one in that office, along with one of the executive assistants, who's not even an executive assistant for our team. She's like does for someone. She's really nice. I have like no beef with her, but she's not part of the team. She's very kind. And she's awesome. Shout out Mary Beth if you're listening or ever listen. She's a homie, don't get me wrong. But it's like her and me in that section, and like that's it. And then yesterday, absolutely no one was in the office besides me and Mary Beth. And I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I here in these uncomfortable work pants? In like a setting that's like not, like I'm not having a good time.
Show up in your gym jams if there's no one there.
No, but I'm not allowed to. Anyway, so, right, like, I'm just in comfortable, like, work attire. It's just, like, these fluorescent lights are killing me. I just went home, you know? Then today, I'm there. I see my boss, and she's like, oh, I feel I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. And I was like, I've been fucking here. If you don't know that I'm here, that's not my problem. I was like, where have you been?
For 2 weeks?
I didn't see you yesterday. I walked the floor to make sure you saw me, and you didn't. But you know who did see me? RVP. It was just like, who? Why am I the only one? We didn't have the holiday off. It's not a government holiday. Indigenous Peoples Day, by the way. Like, the markets are open. A lot of banks have on. Apparently, at work, I've never had off. I've never had to work on Indigenous Peoples Day till yesterday. In New York City, we had it off as kids. But I was talking to all of my coworkers, and they said every single job they had to work on that day. So, any hoodles. Teams cameras only head and shoulders. Wear what you want under that. That's what I do at home. And also, we don't. My team doesn't. We're like contractors for other teams in the thing. If that makes sense. Um.
Mm.
So like, I'm a change manager, and I work with another team for their project to help comms and that. So we don't work with our team. So they don't like other people go other places to do that stuff with them. So if we ever meet with a team, it's on Teams. So I'm like zooming people anyway at work. So I'm like, what am I doing? I might as well just Zoom with them at home.
At home. Yeah.
It's just
This
like,
is the thing that gets me where it's like,
ugh.
if you have that, you have to like say what days people come in. And I know that like defeats the point of giving you the flexibility, but we had this same exact problem when I was at Jalopnik because they decided to do like a mandatory in the office thing, but half of our staff didn't work in New York City.
Mhm.
So most of us weren't there anyway. So the New York City people, like, you had to go in and be tap your card so they could have a time log of when you showed up to prove that you were there. They had to go do that to talk to us on Slack from the office where there was nobody except for like four people. I was like, that's just, what's the point? If we all, the rest of us work from home. There's three people in New York City. There's seven of us at the rest of the country.
Yeah, that's what I would tap my card and then leave.
Yeah. But
Like
it's
if
the
things
tap in,
started.
tap out.
Yeah,
So
it's
it
annoying.
sees how long you can be there.
Oh, interesting. They don't
Yeah.
even, it's not even the badge in that you were in the office. It's like, see how long you're out. Oh, that's
Correct.
crazy.
Did you put in a work day here?
Oh, I fucking hate that. That's so toxic. It's wild because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I have a feeling. Now, this is an assumption. You know what they say about assumptions, so I don't want to put this on to my boss. Though when I was leaving today, I feel like she looked at the clock, and if she says anything, I want to be like, it's weird because all I've been getting is compliments on my writing and my work. So clearly, it's not suffering by me leaving at this time.
Amen.
So let's not. It's just so dumb. They're like, we have to come in for the culture. I was like, there's no one here. First of all, we have to pay for parking in Uptown Charlotte.
Ooh.
If so, people drive in, they rather not. There's another office called. Ooh, I'm not gonna say that. Why did I say that? There's another office a little bit away, like 10 minutes away. That's free parking. So like people are gonna fucking go there.
Yeah.
Or
That's crazy.
stay at home. So what happened during COVID essentially is people, a lot of people bought homes away from the main office, which is what you did, right? Because they're like, oh, we're gonna get
Yeah.
out in the country, or they just bought homes elsewhere. Mary Beth, shout out, great woman by the way. We're never shitting on Mary Beth. I think she drives like 2 hours
Jesus.
each way because they bought a
my
house so far,
gosh.
and she has to be in the office to support her dudes, her VPs or whatever. And I was
That's
like, girl,
wild.
ugh.
Couldn't be me.
So they're allowed to leave, like now because of the COVID thing and people traveled far. You can leave at like 3 o'clock
Mm.
and like continue working in the evening, or just like leave at 3 and come in whatever. I have a guy who comes in at 7, leaves at noon.
Wow.
I was like, that's fucking
Efficient.
sick.
Get it in, get it out of the way. Go to the gym when there's no one else there.
Hold on, pay for parking is insane. I agree. Oh, NASCAR employees pay for parking in Uptown Charlotte too. They don't get free parking.
Jeez.
It sucks.
Yo.
Yeah, I know people who drive crazy amounts. I go in some days, just set my badge on the door, then leave. We have no badge out process. Oh yeah, we have no badge out either. We just like have to stay by the doors that swing open. We don't have to badge in. We badge in. We don't have to badge out. That's a good point. Might do that tomorrow.
That's nice.
I'll be like, I'm here. Where are you? So weird. So strange. 2 hours, golly. Some people travel further.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Too much.
If I had to drive to work, I'd kill myself. I prefer walking. I did this when I lived in DC and I worked for Capital One, that's based in Virginia. I would wake up super early to get there 7, leave at 2 or 3, just so I can beat all the traffic and stuff because it sucks. Companies should
That's
at
a
least pay for
smart
parking.
idea.
I agree. My dad has this whole thing, and I think he's it's just like stuck in his old mindset. Not to call him old, but like back in the day mindset where they're like, company loyalty. I was like, companies would drop you in a fucking instant.
Yeah. That doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist. Companies don't give a shit about you, and you shouldn't give a shit about your company. I don't feel bad for leaving early. I don't feel bad for coming in 5 minutes late. I don't feel bad for being on my phone. They don't give a shit about me. I hate when people are like, family benefits. Your benefits is like the minimal to do for me to be a human being. You accrue this much vacation. I fucking better. Like, what are you talking about?
I think it's crazy that we have to put in like to accrue vacation. We don't just get a certain amount of vacation. We have to like earn it. We have to work a certain number of days to get a certain number of days off.
Yeah. Luckily, when I joined, I think because I joined later in the year for my new job, they gave me 48 hours off the bat, which was nice.
That is good.
So I don't have to like accrue it myself. Like I'm sure if I started in January, they would have like asked or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now every paycheck I get 8 hours a month or something. I get like a day a month or 2 days a month. I don't remember what it was. We accrue vacation, but I rarely take PTO. No, take PTO. Fuck the system, dude. I'm 100% serious. If you're saving PTO, I totally understand, right? Like if you're getting married soon or engagement or family things, friends things. No, take your PTO. Take it.
Please.
That is the point.
It's good for you. I swear. As someone who absolutely refuses to take PTO, I took PTO for the first time this year and felt fantastic after I had a week of just doing nothing but sitting at home.
Guys, I took PTO on Friday to play the new video game for all day. They're like, "Oh, where you go? What are you doing? Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm playing video games at home." And they're like, "So can I send you this?" I was like, "Fuck no."
I'm off.
Dude, I'm in the battlefield shitting on your child probably, who's also playing the same video game. Like, I don't have time to answer your fucking annoying questions. Sorry. Please get away. I'm Gen X workaholic. I lose my mind with more than 2 days off. No,
Great news. The
Rachel, we got
library
you.
gives you books for free. All you have to do is sign up and you can just read for weeks.
Yeah, what do you like to do, Rachel? We're going to solve this. Fuck motorsports. We're going to solve Rachel's inability to take PTO. I'm so passionate about this. Because, like, just fuck the system, man. You know? I'm not even high right now, but I should. Yeah. This is what I like to do. You take PTO for yourself, right? Because you don't... 40 hours a week is a sham, okay? Some jobs definitely require 40 hours a week. If you're working more than 40 hours a week, I'm sorry to take it to you, your boss is abusing you. Like, they need to hire someone else. They're, like, using you like, this is ridiculous. This is going to take a bit. I got you, Ben. There's no need to be working 4 hours a week anymore. It is crazy. No one needs to be working. I have never in my entire life worked a full 8 hours. I, like, didn't look at my phone or something.
Yeah. See, I'm the kind of person, I love my job. I love the concept of what I get to do because I talk about motorsport all day, which is phenomenal. Trust me when I say, even if you do love your job and your job is your passion, you still should be taking time for yourself because I guarantee you have other things that you are doing that you could want to do. Like I took my week off. I just like read books. Just read books about stuff because it made me. Rachel says my salary is sort of ridiculous with high responsibilities. I actually love what I do. That's a good thing. I'm glad that you do, but also you should also still. It's just good for your soul.
This is going to sound terrible. All of you are replaceable at your jobs. Every single one of us. I don't know how to tell you this. The minute someone comes in and they can do what you do and do it for cheaper, you're done. You're out.
Yeah.
Your job, if they need to save money, will fire you. Also, everything I say is obviously with a grain of salt because I've only done corporate 9-to-5s. Capital One, Booz Allen, my job now. Let me just make that very clear. Yeah. So I'm not saying like go into work and be like, have a negative attitude and be like, you guys hate me. Fuck you, I'm not doing work. Like, no, like obviously they're paying you to do something and you want to make it pleasant. So I'm hanging out with Mary Beth. She's offering me candy. I'm eating some candy because who's going to say no to that? My boss wants to chit chat. I'll chit chat. No problem. Yeah, I'm leaving work at 3:00. They can all suck my dick. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'll come in when I have to, and I'll leave when I want to. After all my work's completed, if you have no complaints about my work, if no one's complaining about me slacking off, then I'm all set. Yeah. We're all good. I'm doing the job that you were paying me to do. I'm in the office. I've badged in. I've worked my hours. We're all set. And then I'm taking PTO as I fucking want with ample notice. Like, I'm not going to be like, tomorrow I'm not working. Of course, if you're sick, asterisks. But you guys got to take PTO. If you're working more than 40 hours a week, your boss needs to hire someone else. And they're not doing it because you are willingly working it.
Yeah. I have been through this several times. Digital media, I've not worked in corporate America, but I feel like digital media is just another version of that where you write stories all day instead of analyzing risk or whatever the hell it is you do in your day job. We busted our asses at Jalopnik for a couple of months where we had no boss. There's no editor-in-chief. It was me and a couple of other folks who were like editors, but not like the big boss. Busted our asses. We were putting in 14, 15-hour days to make this website tick to make it better, we got when we pitched like and brought it up of like we could use another person and continue this, they were like, why are you doing that much? Just don't.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hire someone. So we stopped, and then it was, why has your numbers gone to shit? Because no one is clicking anymore.
Absolutely. Hawks, thank you so much for the 2 freaking months. Oh, cool. I've got this again. You don't have to watch ads. Hashtag blessed. Absolutely replaceable, which is why I'm going to do as little work as possible. Not as little. Yeah, do your job. What was frustrating me in my previous job is they constantly want you to be above your job, but not get that pay of above your job so you can then get promoted to that job and then work again above your job to hopefully get promoted to that. And I'm like, I don't fucking want to do that. I also don't want to manage anyone. I don't want to girl boss my way up the ladder. I want to go in, do my job well, which I have multiple years experience, and then I want to leave. The problem also in my last job with how they rated employees, you guys do end of the year reviews, of course. Some companies, I made sure for here I double checked and I was like, end of the year reviews, like what are you guys doing? Are you comparing each other? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, in my previous job, this is what Capital One does. Let's say me, Elizabeth, Chicago, and Rachel are all on a team doing communications work. If those 3 want to get promoted, you guys are working to, like, let's say we're senior managers and you guys want to be directors, you're all working director level. I don't need to be promoted. I'm fine doing my job. So I'm going to work senior manager expectations. So then our managers get in a room and compare us on a scale of 1 to 5. And and Capital One requires that there be like 2% and 1. So because I'm not working that level, I am rated a 1, which is bad.
Ooh.
Even though I'm doing my job and working at a senior manager level. They will rate me lower because the 3 of you are working at a director level because you want to get promoted, which no blame to you guys because you want to get promoted. Like, that makes sense. Like, you're working harder to do whatever you got to do to climb the corporate ladder. So there's like it's like an awkward system. And then you get put on like a PIP and shit. And people are constantly like just get churning out at Capital One even though they're doing their fucking job. And I was like, this is insane.
Too much.
So I was like, hey, current job, do you do this? And they're like, no, if you're doing your job, then you're fine. And I was like, great.
Thank goodness. Yeah, for a while at Jobnik, we were getting employee scorecards, which was like analyzing the little algorithm of how many stories you produced, how many reads and views each of them got, how long people engaged with them. And they tried to put me on a performance improvement plan. And I was like, I'm not a news writer, I'm an editor, so like I shouldn't be publishing as much. Like for a while was one of the few folks who were like assigning, editing, publishing stories. Every 15, 20 minutes I'm looking at something to get it published on a website. Like that's a large amount of work to be doing, and was like, I don't have the time to write. But they messed it up because I did get a promotion, and they never like actually registered it in the system, so I was doing that work and not getting paid for it. And then I had to go to HR and be like, hey, I have this signed paperwork that said I got a promotion. I didn't get it.
Yeah, please give it to me. Thank you. With that pay bump. My brother infamously worked for a company called Bridgewater. I don't know if you're in finance or you know someone in finance, just ask them about Bridgewater. They do this thing where you have to rate or like write about 3 employees. And the CEO has a book about like how to be a leader and like a good team dynamics, which is how you know like it's fucking a cult, in my opinion. You have to rate or write about at least a minimum of 3 employees, and what they're looking for is patterns. So if Elizabeth and I meet, and I'm like, Elizabeth meetings are stupid and pointless, like you write shit like that. And then they're like, hey, Elizabeth, we've gotten a lot of comments. A pattern has started where your meetings are stupid and pointless. We're going to put you in training so you know how to run better meetings that aren't pointless and useful and like useless. People are leaving your meetings early, something like that. We're going to put you in training to be better. If you don't get better, you're fired.
Good Lord.
I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, that's so stressful.
And just so you guys know, this kind of stuff is happening everywhere. My stepdad works at hospitals, and they use this rating system from patients to determine how doctors get paid. So if there are people who are displeased with the treatment they received, as in I came in looking for pain medication that I didn't get because I have phantom pain or something, like they can rate your doctor poorly, and then that hospital has to go under a whole like performance plan, basically. Like it's just we're using these metrics of determining what is success at places where you should not be using that.
Yeah. So Chandi's interesting. So Chandi, I don't know what you do for a living, but he mentions everyone is different, but it takes the right situation and aspirations together to make it work. Any job that's built on commission over time is a whole different ballgame and pays off a lot more than general research might suggest. My coworker, his wife does some kind of sales, and she got the President's Club. Like she won a trip to Barcelona for a week, and they paid for it. She got to go to the spa. He got to play golf, but she works in like some high commission sales where she absolutely crushes it. And like he works the other job and he's like, look, she's saving all her money. My salary pays for everything in the household with her kids. And then he's like, we're going to retire fucking early because she's crushing it on commission and like fucking balling out. So like that's one way like you can definitely like do that kind of stuff or commission. So yeah, it's definitely based on, but you have to be a really good, I've seen sales, like executive jet sales. So that could be different depending on when people are doing like real estate and stuff, like being your own boss. It's not for everyone. It's fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also have to make sure that you're working within a system that actually gives you a fair amount of compensation for what you are selling. Make sure that you actually like can achieve goals and get them.
The pit had something similar as a recurring plot point for funding based off patient review scores. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not giving like patients comment cards after they get discharged, like after like a mass casualty or like whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's grim. It is grim hearing those stories.
Yeah. Norfolk 87 said, yeah, having that grading system where you must give ones, it disbands your good teams and keeps the bad teams, and you just end up in a mediocre company. Agreed. Forcing people to do anything, I feel like, is already...
Yeah. You're already not getting
yeah, not good.
The buy-in you want.
Yeah. You're forcing me to write 3 reviews on people a week? Crazy. Done. Like, this is insane. I'm already against you. Like...
Can I write them about my boss?
Yeah.
Big head of the company, the CEO.
I hate your book. Learn to write. Get better editors. Get better ghostwriters. It's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, this started because of I just want to sit at home comfortably with all my monitors and my things and just do my job that I don't see anyone else in.
Amen.
Cheers. Yeah, it's crazy out there.
It is.
Oh yeah, I've kind of posted about that on my stories too. I was ask questions. To reiterate. Because a lot of people have seemed surprised that a lot of your favorite, again, motorsport content creators, one, like James Coker, full-time job. We have full-time jobs, a lot of us. 2, if we don't have a full-time job or you notice like posting in certain times, they have significant others that have jobs that pay for it.
Yeah.
/ a combination of their parents. That's nothing to be ashamed about. That's fine. We've all had to either rely on our parents. If you live with them and don't have to pay rent, whatever. I don't care. There's no shame in that. But I want to be transparent that you're like, how are the people going to these races? Because a lot of times I've had to pay for my own flight. I pay for my rental car. Red Bull made me pay for my hotel in Austin when I went. So to get that opportunity, same thing with Vegas. They got us the tickets. Everything else was on me. So like, yes, I was very fortunate that I now have to pay for F1, like the Red Bull hospitality, obviously when I went to Coda, because that costs like $5,000 in itself, right? But I didn't have to pay for the flight, the hotel, the Ubers, everything else was on me. And that's not easy to do. And I wouldn't be able to do that with a full-time job and stuff like that. So just when you see people at places, just remember that sometimes they get covered by a lot. SRO covered a lot. Not my rental car, they didn't cover. IndyCar, when I went to Thermal with them, covered everything. NASCAR, when I went to Chicago the second time, covered everything.
Nice.
Yeah, I can count on like one hand the time everything was covered. Otherwise, people are having jobs, having parents help or whatever, and just make that very clear. 'Cause people are like, how do I get into motorsports? This is a very interesting thing. Have we talked about this, Elizabeth?
I'm not sure.
There was a post about Miami Dolphins had an internship, but it was unpaid for like social media stuff. There was a whole debate on Twitter. This happens like every time the internships come out for the summer. And someone was like, this is stupid. This needs to be paid in a high cost of living area like Miami because you're excluding so many people who can't not get paid. And they're like, oh, this is, and then people are like, oh, this is what happens in stuff. Like internships aren't paid. They shouldn't be paid. Like you're just getting experience in the Miami Dolphins, like blah, 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 blah. And then you have the other side of the argument that you need to get paid. It's Miami because you're excluding so many people. And who's coming to these internships? People whose parents are paying for everything. People who are just, and that excludes, and that's like what 5% of the population who maybe might do creative work. So it's really unfortunate. But
yeah,
if you're wondering how to break into motorsports, and the advice that people are like, just go to the track and network.
God, yeah. These are people who you can tell that they haven't had to like scrape and save.
I was like, you paying for that, buddy? You're paying for me to fly to Austin, Miami, Coda to like network in the F1? How do I get in the paddock to network? Yeah. They're like, okay, don't go F1, go to the lower series. Okay, SRO's in Indianapolis. You got to pay for that flight?
Yeah.
You're like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So yeah, money is the answer.
Yeah.
To all my
there are a lot of creators who tend to gloss over that, and I think that we should be having a lot more honest conversations about it, just because you don't just
straight
these
up
things
said
don't
that
just
in my stories. I was
happen.
Like, people get things paid for / as in like parents or friends or significant others. Sorry, is what I meant. Partners.
Yeah.
Which is again nothing to be ashamed of, but you have to be honest. I specifically know a creator who does it. Like, I ask, if I'm working with someone, I ask to get like a fee, right? If I'm making videos for you or if I'm like doing stuff like that, I would ask to get paid, or I ask to get paid. Race series have said no, they don't have the budget. And then I see a creator working for them who I know is not getting paid. Yeah. And they're able to do that for free because either they have the parents' help, they have significant others for help, and I get it. Great. But a lot of us can't do that. So,
yeah.
Just
correct.
A majority of creators make it seem like it's all paid for and included. It is not.
Yeah.
Doug, I'm telling you, Red Bull made me pay for my own shit. Barcelona from Red Bull was paid for. That was very specific, which is why I have like the videos with Max, and I have like all those like very like content heavy where we're using and abusing you in like not a negative way, in like the rhyming fun way that I like to say.
Getting the most out of you.
Getting the most out of me. Which also comes with like, it's interesting because I see people go to races. So apparently IMSA has VIP food, and I didn't know. People are like, how do you not know this? Didn't you go there? I was like, yeah, I didn't fucking know. I wasn't part of it. When I went to Barcelona, and again, very fortunate. I don't want to say that it's like, it's such a terrible experience. I was in the trenches. Obviously not. I was with Red Bull Hospitality, working with Red Bull. I get to meet Max. Very awesome. Very great. I did, however, have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. because that's when the team shuttles would go to the track.
Yeah.
And I did stay there till like 8 p.m. every night because that's when the team shuttles would go home. Like, there's always like a give and take in the background that people don't see. Mm-hmm. And it's like very fortunate though to have that free transportation to the track though. And I'm like, great, I didn't have to pay for a rental car in Barcelona and get an international driver's license, right? So there's always like things that come with all the stuff that I feel like people don't share. So something to like just think about. Lift and Brick says, your story was something that I needed to hear content-wise. Everything content-wise is based on rage bait and quick attention views. Not actual connection that hit home for me, and I appreciate the viewpoint. Elizabeth, to give you some context, people asked me how I was doing. I said, personal, doing great. Content-wise, I feel like I'm just like not feeling inspired to like do things. Like usually, like a month or so ago, I'd be like, oh, I want to make this. I want to do this. I want to talk about this. And recently I'm just like, I don't want to. One, the general aspect of the world of what's going on. I feel like I was like, why does anyone want to listen to some motorsport stories when all this shit is happening? Like, we should be talking about this. Two, I just feel like rage bait's being rewarded a lot. And there's AI slop and just like bad takes, just like low effort stuff that's being rewarded. I'm like, why should I go into the effort of doing the stuff that like whatever I want to do and all that crap? So I just haven't been feeling really inspired. It's really unfortunate. So it's just like, blah. Yeah, quick attention views, not actual connection. I'm gonna start like talking to my camera on my walk. Sorry, it was like a gnat. It was like motorsport thoughts to work as I passed the keep pounding sign by the Panther Stadium. Also, with the seasons winding down, I feel tougher to be able to put your own spin on stuff that comes out. I think there is. Just people don't want to listen to it. Or like there is people that listen to it. The algorithm doesn't want to push it out because a majority of people will not click the like button. They won't sit there and listen to a 3-minute spiel. That might come back around slowly but shortly. But for now, it's very like...
Yeah. I think there'll be a lot more to get into next year. There's clearly going to be some NASCAR stuff that's going on with the playoffs format. Formula One's got the new regulations that are coming out.
Yeah.
I think it's just at this moment, it just is.
You can see Formula One struggles too. If you go, there are like 5 storylines for the USGP, or like for the past couple of races. Number one is the title fight, and like that's all they can talk about. Like there's always they're just like trying to. They're like, and now they're like, oh, Charles Leclerc can win it. I was like, in what fucking world? What timeline
Absolutely
is this?
not. Why does he want to race this
They're
year?
just like so desperate for storylines, and they're like, and I forgot what else they added. It was just like stuff they keep repeating and like reiterating because like we're grasping at straws here, and it's also hard to talk about statistics or comparisons between drivers, right? Because I can compare Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson, and we can have these kind of conversations with the Dodgers. Sorry, that's now football to baseball. Like we can have these statistics about who's hitting the batting averages, all this other stuff, because that's there in these sports where they're relatively the same, where we can compare who's better and whatnot, and under what circumstances. I cannot compare drivers because again, they have a different car that we don't know about, that we'll never know about, about what changes they've had, because we're not allowed to know. So yeah, even F1 media is like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Because we can't talk about these comparisons all day. Sky Sports put out a thing that's like, oh, is George Russell the second best driver? And people went berserk. And I was like, no, he's doing pretty good. I don't know if he is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you put him in a Ferrari, would he still be as good as a driver? But with the combination of Mercedes, nuance, fans, nuance.
Yeah.
But like, you can't have that.
This changes over the course of the season as well, depending on what the upgrades the team brings.
Yeah, which is hard to also grasp. If you're just trying to chill and watch highlights. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, I've ranted for 36 minutes. Corporate America doesn't love you. Stop making your job your personality. Enjoy some hobbies. Yeah, PTO is good with hobbies. I love rock climbing, going outside hiking, video games, hanging with my cat. I would take PTO in a second to do all those things in some form or fashion.
Cook a good dinner.
Yeah.
I know you're not a big cooker, but...
I'm not. Taylor is. He can take PTO. He cook a good dinner for both of us. So, it makes sense. F1 needs to leave my sad boy alone. He's just trying to survive. Charles Leclerc's doing his best.
He's trying.
I plan on taking PTO in a couple weeks to actually visit Watkins Glen State Park instead of just the track. Yes. If you
Phenomenal choice.
That's a good way. In addition to, as we say, support local, including racetracks, supporting local also means supporting the local stuff around racetracks, because it means that like that is thriving, right? So that includes Watkins Glen State Park. They have some local coffee shops there that I can give you recommendations for, some wineries if you have time to go, and whatnot. So definitely recommend. I love going to different places when I can visit a racetrack when I'm able to. So either coming early or like staying late and being able to do those things. So.
Go to Gerlando's in Watkins Glen. It's one of my favorite restaurants.
With a J or a G?
J. Gerlando's. Italian.
There could be a G in there.
Manja.
Forza Ferrari.
The pizza at Gerlando's is fucking good.
I've never been. I've never heard of that place.
So good.
Does anyone have any comments, questions, concerns of what we talked about? Take your PTO, unless you're saving it for something that you're then going to take a whole chunk of, which I understand.
Yeah.
Ooh, one of the few instances you can take a lot of PTO where people like don't get weird about it is a honeymoon. I've realized. I've noticed that throughout my years in corporate America, when people need to take honeymoons, they're like, "Oh, they just got married. It's like, wow, they're having so much fun." And be like, "Oh, don't bother them. They're on their honeymoon." And I was like, noted.
Maybe
not maternity leave. God forbid.
Yeah, that doesn't count. You're growing another human. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Or going for promotion. If that determines your promotion, you're in a fuck-ass company, Chandi. I don't know how to tell you that. This is, again, a 9 to 5 corporate America. I guarantee you me taking PTO will not affect my promotion in this current company I am in.
Also, someone has posted in the chat. I've seen Mercedes posting about Korea on Twitter and was confused. I thought they were bringing it back to Canada, but they were reminiscing. They just had a show run there. That's why they were posting about it. They put Valtteri Bottas in the car.
Oh, yeah, that video came out. That's pretty cool. I've driven around the lake. Highly recommend. Kitty!
I've got a gator bee.
A gator baby.
Hey.
Is this the one with eye herpes?
No, Slider. Her gross eye, she had it in one eye. Now she's got it in the other eye. So, yeah, she's just gross. Big old goop. Hi.
Everyone wave to the computer screen or your phone screen, please.
Yeah. Little gator bay. Bubba.
What a soft Bubba.
He's so soft.
How many nicknames do you guys have for your pets? Please tell me.
So many. So many that don't make sense.
Same. I'm writing
Slider, we usually call her baby. She's baby piss toes. She's chubby chipster. She's
I like
sluggo.
chubby chipster.
Yeah, that's a new one that we introduced. Pop, we call him Pappuccino, which turned into Chino. Um, Lunchbox, I started calling him Launch Codes. Um, Gator, I think, is the least nicknames. Pizza, his real name is AJ. We got Pizza Feet.
I just call my cats by their government names. That's a no. That means you don't love them.
I sing him little songs, give him little nicknames.
Gator's just vibing. Launch codes is crazy. Sorry, I'm writing down all my cat's nicknames that I call him. He has to learn a new one every week at this rate.
That's so funny. I've did a little slideshow where I wrote a bunch of them down. Let me go find that.
If I ever get a cat, I'll call them. I can't say that name. Oh, Riyadh. Sorry. Yes, I can. I'm a doofus. My dad calls me by my government name. I think she doesn't love me. Yeah, I make up songs for my cats all the time.
I sing them little songs when I'm making them their dinner. Sing them a little soup song. They just cooking.
Okay, so my cat's name is Pumpernickel for reference.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, sometimes we call him Bagel Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Pumps, Pumpy, Pumpy San, which is
just
Japanese, like whatever. Pookie and Pookie San, of course. Stinky Tuna Breath, Pumpy Bear, Bubba or Bubs, Pumpachino, Eepy Sleepy Baby, or just Sleepy Baby or Eepy Baby, which is one. Oh, Little Pumpy, of course, or Little Pumps.
Little pump.
Sometimes just Nickel.
Aw.
And his full government name is his Pumpernickel Gus, because that was the name he was given at the Humane Society. And then both me and my significant other's last names in a combination.
Cute.
Which he knows when I say it in my serious voice that he's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Big chunks when she's misbehaving. That's so
Big
funny.
chunks. That's so funny. Here we go.
Pumpy Wumpy. That's a popular one. Cutie Patootie is a popular one, but I feel like everyone calls their cats or dogs Cutie Patooties. He definitely looks like a Gus. How dare you?
He does look like a Gus.
No, he
It's a
doesn't.
great name.
It's from Psych? What are the TV shows? Someone will say it.
Slider. I wrote if I finally got my thing.
Please.
Slider's nicknames Baby, Sluggo, Baby Bingus, Stink, Baby Pistos, and Speedball. 'Cause she runs around like crazy.
Speedball's good. Oh, we call him Baba Yaga when he does that.
Joseph, Joe B, B-Man, Sweet B, Giuseppe. I'm Giuseppe a lot.
Speedball's so good.
Joe B. Pop Star, Pappuccino, Papa Booey, Big Bingus, Chingus. He just throw those around. Pizza's his real name is AJ Foyt the Fourth, so Pizza is a nickname, but we've never called him AJ Foyt the Fourth. But he has a different title. He's Pizza L Feet Esquire. The L stands for lieutenant, and if you have Joseph, Gator, and AJ in the same room, together collectively they're the B-Boys.
Getting fancy over there? Yeah, we live in Esquire.
Yeah.
I feel like my cat should get a PhD in something. Joseph Gator Levitt.
It's funny. Call him Gatorious B.
Boys in the Hood. Baba Yaga, yeah, it's because he's a black cat. So when it's at night and he's just having the zoomies, you just see his eyes glowing. And you just zoom. And he's like, "Rrr," doing his little noises. So we call him Baba Yaga, especially when he goes under the bed and you just hear. "Rrr." Like, what are you doing? Pumpernickel is wanted for every crime under the sun. He's a rogue U.S. military asset. Reaper drones will be deployed if he ever steps outside. He just cannot. Though I think we are really lucky. He does have his cat zoomies, but he's pretty trainable.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're getting him used to the harness and his little
Ooh.
bag that we're gonna use to carry him on like little adventures, little backpack. So pretty good. So the harness training is still occurring. He's now gotten used to wearing the harness while doing things. He was very dramatic about it at first, but as soon as the feeder went off, suddenly he remembered how to walk. Who would have thought? Suddenly he was like, "Oh yeah, let me just walk on over there normally." Because previously he was just like on the floor and he was like, "Wah."
I like that when they flop over, just it's like I can't move.
Oh, but then the feeder went off.
Yeah, then it's fine.
And then his little felt worm came out. He was fine. So yeah, he was busted easily. So yeah, now it's just getting used to him wearing the harness just a little bit more while he's jumping and running, and then I'll feel pretty good about it. And then we'll put him on a leash and like walk around the house so he feels good about it and is comfortable about it, you know? And then we'll put him in the backpack and walk around with it. And then we're gonna take him to our balcony and start there.
Nice. Ours are so mostly feral that they like can't do it. Gator will sometimes deal with it, but Chris tried to put the harness on Pizza when we just got him and we were trying to integrate him with the rest of the cats so we could keep him near us. And it scared him so bad he pooped right on the bed. It's like, all right, we'll let you be.
Imagine that's our human reaction. Like our boss is reprimanding us and you just shit your pants at work. It's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's like, all right, brother, you don't have to worry about it. Sorry.
My bad. We'll give that one to another cat. Sorry about that. Brown flag alert? Yeah, if I was a racing driver, it would happen all the time. You don't do that? Damn, gotta go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this ball rolling here on this motorsport podcast we supposedly have between Elizabeth and I. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Elizabeth and Ash show. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get into some motorsport news here. Mick Schumacher had his first taste of IndyCar on Monday. Let me check that date for everyone. So my calendar.
13th.
Oh, thank you so much.
13th.
Oh yeah, because it's literally Tuesday, October 14th. It's fine. Time is a man-made construct. He drove the number 75 Rahal Letterman Lanigan. I was like, I can't read. Racing Honda. So he took part of the full test, and unofficially, because it's just a test, we're having a good time. Finished third out of the 7 drivers. I am seeing weird conversations happening on the internet about how he won't do well in IndyCar, and this is all just like a blah, blah, blah. And yeah, just a test. Like, third out of 7 is not a big deal. But I don't know why we think Mick Schumacher is so... This is one of those nuanced conversations where Haas is not good at developing drivers.
Yeah.
So Mick Schumacher's showing there is not something to compare this to. He's done well in sports car racing. He was pretty quick in other. He won a Formula 2
championship.
Yes.
Like it's not like he's a shit driver.
Though different kinds of cars, but yes, he's not a shit driver. He has the knowledge and wherewithal to drive open wheels. He know wheel.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who've been really weird about it. There's IndyCar also I enjoy posting about it constantly. And their photo, did you see their photo they did today where it was Mick in the Rahal Letterman Lanigan car crossing the yard of bricks and they like superimposed Michael Schumacher crossing the bricks at one of the US Grand Prix on it as well. I was like, we just cannot be normal about this. I also don't think Mick has posted anything at all about it, which is very
just comments to the press, but like he's just being chill about his fucking testing. Like he's just like IndyCar fans will never beat the allegations. College game day, I believe IU was versing Oregon, and the Oregon Duck was holding a sign that said the Indy 500 is just Walmart F1, I believe. Yeah. And IndyCar fans got so fucking butthurt. They got so mad.
I mean, instead of getting mad, you could just clap back, but no one realized, I guess, that was an option.
They're like, how dare you? The Indy 500 is... I was like, all right, guys, this is why we can't have nice things in IndyCar. This is why you're like, have the little brother syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You could just...
Walmart F1
Formula 1 is just Whole Foods IndyCar.
Yeah.
Easy. Problem solved.
Yeah. Walmart F1 was the diss of the century. Oh my gosh, get out of here, Stu. And I took that personally. It's just let the duck. It wouldn't have been a big deal. They knew they were getting at you by doing that.
Yes.
And they've achieved it. You should have just let it go, or said Whole Foods IndyCar or Louis Vuitton IndyCar. I don't know. Just make it
Erewhon IndyCar.
Yeah, and everyone was like, well, we're affordable, and Indy 500 is the most spectated sport. I was like, no, they know this. They don't care.
Yeah. Facts are not going to change their mind on this one, fellas.
Also, the whole point of these signs is to be a little shit. Have you not watched College Game Day? All those signs are hilarious. Like, all they do is hold them up and make fun of other teams and other people. It's the whole point of College Game Day. So, here we are.
Yeah.
We also had Rinus Veekay signing with Juncos. Just kidding. Yeah, Juncos Hollinger Racing and a reunion between driver and team. Elizabeth?
VK used to drive for JHR when he was in the Road to Indy program. So, kind of full circle moment now that Juncos Hollinger Racing is in the big main sport again. Conor Daly, though, is the odd man out here. He was contracted with JHR full-time this past season, but Stingray Robb signed a multi-year contract last year and brings a lot of funding for his ride from his partners and investors. So it appears that we have a Conor Daly qualifying for the Indy 500 season and maybe back up again to go back to how things usually are.
Do we have to remind the chat how Stingray Robb has? We can invest in Stingray Robb ourselves?
Yeah, you can invest in Stingray Robb.
And then he'll pray for you before every race.
Yes, if you are not aware, Stingray Robb, I call him my Stingray stocks. I don't actually have Stingray stocks. But you can invest I think it's like from $500 to a couple $1,000. There's this tiered program that you can give him money directly. And in exchange, you get a hat or like a signed hat. Or, like if you show up to a race, you get VIP. It's a very strange crowdfunding sort of platform. The person, I don't want to say the person responsible for it, but intimately involved in it is none other than Alexander Rossi's dad. So JSYK. And if you subscribe to the top tier, you also get a Prey.com subscription. So you can get your Stingray stocks and your Prey.com subscription.
Grifter's got to grift. Honda is also taking the current Civic Type R into the world of rally, as per a teaser video the brand just launched on social media. Pretty cool video. What HRC wrote in the caption is an all-new challenge for a legendary platform. We're also told to stay tuned with the hashtag USGP tacked on to the end. So we'll see what they reveal there, if they're going to do something cool, whatever. This is in collaboration with I think it's called Rally Ready. There's a racing school, a rally school in Austin, Texas. And if you guys know, if you watch Pikes Peak, you would have seen myself and Kyle Heyer being their main commentators. But you had Texas Dave on top of the mountain. He owns that rally school. Connor Zillich did something with him. You might have seen Shabuzi, a video that came out that I shared on, that he had Shabuzi in the car while putting him through the rally school. And I absolutely love Texas Dave. There were a few people you meet in live chat, if I could take a moment. Imagine I'm holding a glass of whiskey. There are a few people in life that you see that are just super great people and work really hard, and you just want constantly what's best for them. One of those people is Elizabeth Blackstock, which is why I'm always honored to do this podcast with her. And I always want Elizabeth to get more opportunities, and I'm always annoyed when people do bad things to Elizabeth that I'm her bulldog on her behalf. Yipping in the corner. I was like, Elizabeth, you go fucking get him. She's like, that's not professional. I was like, then I'll go get him. And Texas Dave is another one of those people. He's just so genuinely kind. Him and his wife also on the same property, because it's a large property for rally racing, also rescue dogs in the area. Aww. So they're taking care of stray/surrendered dogs as well, partnering with the local society there. But he's a great dude who doesn't gatekeep racing, wants everyone to get in the rally racing. He's so knowledgeable and down to introduce people to each other, do those connections and stuff. So so glad that Texas Dave is getting these huge opportunities. Not that he never did, but it's awesome to see him constantly doing cool stuff. If you guys ever check out his page as well as his rally school. So
yeehaw.
Rally racing, baby. I just wish there was supposed to race in the United States, the World Rally Championship, and that kind of fell through for one reason or another.
It's supposed to be in Tennessee.
Yes.
They're still kind of eyeballing it. I would love that.
I would go
if you can go to a local rally. There are small regional ones. There's so much fun. I did the waste management rally in Pennsylvania a couple of years. It's literally you could show up at the waste management facility and camp out for the day and watch stuff. It's so much fun. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, there are definitely some cool rallies. There was apparently an all-female rally championship or something.
Rebel Rally?
Yes.
Yes, Rebel Rally is, and I believe an invite situation. So they like reach out to. Usually they're not active racers. Sometimes you do get people like Shelby Hall who compete, but a lot of like motorsport, not motorsport, automotive journalists team up for it, and they go through this training program, and it is legit like all women. Here's your car. A lot of them will like partner with an automotive brand, so it's like here's our new,
It's like
I
the
don't know,
Amazing Race,
Bronco.
but not the
Yeah,
Amazing Race.
yeah.
Have you been invited? Can we get invited?
I was invited, but it was one of those situations of like I couldn't do it when they had it, because I believe it was U.S. Grand Prix week.
Chad, I
But
need you to
it is
add
something
them
I want to
for
do.
me and Elizabeth, please.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Are you good
How
at
good are you
yelling?
with how good are you with
Oh, I was gonna
directions?
say, are you good at me yelling direction?
If
I
you can yell directions, I will steer the vehicle. If you want me to direct, it's Jover.
okay, great. No, I can do that.
Perfect. We're set. We're
Yeah, but are you
solid.
good
We're
with like
gold.
high? Like, can I yell at you, but like not
You can
meanly?
absolutely yell at me. I can probably
Also, I mean
will make
meanly, but
distress
I
noises in back
okay, that's fine.
in response, but I'm not gonna hold it against you.
No, so I don't know if this is like a New Yorker thing or because my mom was mean to me. I'm just like shut this part of my brain off. Like if you're mean to me for like this situation, like we're in a rally car and we're like trying to fucking win, and you're like Ashley, this fucking like what do you fucking like in the car it is absolutely fine, and afterwards we are best for like we as soon as we step out of the car like we're done, right? If you like after we step out of the car and like we're at dinner and you keep berating me, like that's a whole different story. But like in the car, if you're like yelling at me and like calling me names and shit, I'm like this is fine. And it's like
Sounds good.
situational.
Sounds like trying to
If we're in
direct my dad
Battlefield
to
6,
Detroit.
you know, like it's very very I sent a flashback to two left, bacon. Oh yeah, because it was like a wavy pattern. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't realize it meant water. Ash reading pace notes on this is content. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Be great.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna figure this out. I gotta get
Yeah.
invited. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Up next, McLaren lawsuit is really good stupid drama.
Yes.
I've loved it. If you guys can read any articles about it and stuff, there's screenshots of certain text messages rolling out, including Zach Brown's WhatsApp messages.
Hmm.
Nothing nefarious like Christian Horner.
Yeah.
But just really dumb stuff of him being like, oh, the McLaren policy on not deleting stuff is super dumb, like 30 days, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you delete
Yeah.
all of this after we're talking about
Yeah.
it. And I was like,
There's
way to
a
incriminate yourself, bro.
there's a lot going on. I've been writing about it, so I've got summaries after almost every day in court on planetf1.com of what went on. If you are not aware, this is a contractual dispute that's going on between McLaren Racing and Alex Palou. Alex Palou signed to McLaren Racing in 2022 for a 3-year contract with the intention he believed of ultimately going to Formula One with McLaren. Um, that is not the case, apparently, according to Zach Brown. That's, allegedly he's saying that it was a plan B or C option as opposed to a plan A option. Um, Alex Palou does not deny that he broke that contract. What they are currently disputing is how much money in financial damages should be going to Alex or should go from Alex Palou to McLaren Racing. McLaren alleges it is somewhere in the realm of $20.7 million because they had to renegotiate a contract with NTT Data. They lost out on other potential sponsorships. They had to promote Pato Award to their F1 reserve program and therefore had to give him a raise. And they had various other situations. There's currently a debate about Palou got a $400,000 signing bonus. Whether or not he has paid that back depends on who you ask. So that is part of the lawsuit as well. Um, it's a whole situation. Alex Palou is alleging that his argument, basically his counter argument to McLaren saying you owe us all of this money is I thought that I was going to F1 and therefore this contract shouldn't have been relevant in any way because they had no intention of bringing me to Formula One. It's a lot of complex timing and timeline drama, particularly with Palou signing the initial contract in early 2022, Oscar Piastri then being announced, and then Alex Palou signing a newer, more updated contract after the fact. So he would have been aware that Oscar Piastri was going to Formula One at that point. It's a very weird situation. I know that we want to like shit on McLaren for this. I also don't know that Alex Palou has a leg to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just in from the testimony that I've seen thus far, sounds like a guy who listened to his manager and his manager was wrong.
In addition to that, I just like the drama coming out of it. Snake's saying now there's implication that allegedly Zach never wanted to sign Piastri.
Yeah.
There was something else in there that he's like, oh, this is paraphrasing it, but he's saying, Pato Award is, we don't want to get his ego any bigger. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, oh, Zach.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on
Maybe
with
carry a
this one.
burner phone. I don't know. A lot going on with this one.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
Find
a
the
lot of
screenshots. It's pretty
situation.
like, whoa. Imagine my boss
It's
said that about me.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Also the court sketches are very fun.
Huh.
The woman that they've got is like a world-renowned sketch artist from Texas. So I was like, oh boy, we've got like a local all the way over there at the High Court of London.
Oh my God, London
Sketching
supporting
Zach
local.
Brown.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, looking Zach Brown looking like a little benign Santa Claus. Alex Pillow looking like the Giga Chad meme.
It's very fun.
Yeah. And we also have a Peugeot and Mopar technical partnership evolving for the World Endurance Championship in 2026. Stellantis has evolved over the past 4 years, and Mopar has been a key player in that brand. So Mopar is performance, basically. This partnership is an evolution of Mopar's role as an OEM parts supplier for all of Stellantis' brands and will help create brand recognition in markets not traditionally exposed to the U.S. arm of Stellantis. So, Mopar, no car, baby.
Let's do it. Sorry, who the fuck is partnering? That's so funny. Yeah, Peugeot and Mopar.
Yeah.
And that's your...
That feels wrong, but
it is what it
here
is.
we are. So, as genuine question, why do we have court sketch artists like in any other walk of life? We just have this in courts. I think it's just the tradition of it. This was back in the day before, courts have existed for so long prior to photography. And I think it also keeps the quote unquote sanctity of the courtroom, or whatever. I think it's fun. I like to see the personality that shines through on those bad boys.
A baguette versus steak. That's so funny. Coming up this weekend, Formula One. I called it the Yeehaw Olympics because get ready for an entire weekend of cowboy appropriation.
The thing that drives me insane is Texas is so cool. There's so much to Texas. There's so much to Austin and the general hill country area beyond just cowboy appropriation. There's such a vibrant Mexican culture. There's such a vibrant German culture. There's just wineries. There's so much fun that's going on out here. There's so many different kinds of people. There's Polish cultures. There's all sorts of like, we could be doing this, but instead we're gonna have yet another cowboy situation going on.
Yeah, Miami Beach, Texas Cowboys, Vegas gambling, no nuance. Agree, Mario.
Correct.
Why do we have the Grand Canyon out here for Austin GP promos? It's hilarious that they do that.
Like it made sense when there was only one race in the United States, and we could just fold all of America into this one race
Under a cowboy hat.
Yeah, pretend that like everything exists here, but it makes no sense anymore.
Me in New
at
York
all.
City watching the COTA GP for the first time going, why are they only showing cows and tumbleweed? There's way more in these 50 states.
There's a lot more America than that.
What are we doing? No, they can't
No.
do it. Yeah, no nuance. My joke with my chat every single time we see these race promotions and stuff is that someone is sent to the race, someone is sent to that country, picks up the first brochure they see, then leaves.
That's a good idea. That's just, yeah.
It's always the most generic, stereotypical, and I'm like, is this not inappropriate?
I know. But that's the problem is even if you like, I don't know, even if you went to Austin, there's so much more in Austin than just cowboy. Like the music center of Texas, like of the world in a
It's
lot
also
of
a
ways.
huge tech hub, which I'm surprised they don't like roll out new like tech thing, like kind of like a World's Fair happening here. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are we not doing like South by Southwest Tech Edition during the US Grand
Yeah.
Prix week? Would make so much sense. Barbecue, phenomenal. If you were going, eat a breakfast taco at some point. It is like a Texas cuisine par excellence. If it costs more than $3, you're doing it wrong. That's a gentrified taco. turn around and find a gas station with a little hut outside selling them from some little old Mexican lady slinging breakfast tacos for $1.50.
Gentleman's Racer says this actually very little related, cowboy related about Austin, and he's from there, currently lives there, so I would say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, go to San Antonio for tacos, but
get out of here. We're not talking about it. Yeah, I heard another podcast today talking about how this is America's Grand Prix, or Vegas or Miami is not. If it's America's Grand Prix, that's a huge area to cover. Let's be honest, it's Texas's Grand Prix. Yeah,
correct.
absolutely agree, Vapor. There's so much America to cover, and they don't do it justice in all three of those. Yeah, Vegas is very strictly like cards, casinos.
Yes,
Vegas has a
that's
very also pretty good culture. Okay, here's my idea.
Also, great tacos in Vegas
Also
as
great
well.
food. Great restaurant.
Yeah.
Obviously great restaurant seats. If you're a team, you can take this for free. I mean, maybe mention that it was me. But you can have it. Okay, do something. I beg. National parks.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a merch thing, like Parks Project will definitely work with you and like create something cool. And I think the juxtaposition of like the cars and like national parks, but you're working like this hybrid technology where you can like talk about sustainability and stuff, and then put in the national parks there. Especially national parks can really use some help, some support. That'd be really awesome. So,
Yeah.
I think that'd be really sick if we put like a. There's no way that Red Bull. There has to be some like government oversight, which I'm sure the current administration would not give a shit about. If we put like a Red Bull car in a national park.
Yeah.
And did like a donut somewhere on like obviously the parking lot, not somewhere where it would affect the national park area because it's about conservation. I understand.
Yeah.
But genuine problem. National parks are currently shut down. Yeah, I know, which is why we can use some good faith partnerships. The Parks Project isn't shut down.
Yeah. Be nice.
For some reason, I want to see NASCAR and F1 drive the COTA layout backwards. Oh, interesting. I wonder if they drive it backwards. Going down the big ride would be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
Look at this drop. And that's why there's state parks. Yeah, there's so much they can do more, but they don't. Yeah. Regardless, get ready for a scorcher of a weekend. Saturday is a high of 93 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 34 degrees Celsius. And Sunday is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be a little hot.
Yes.
We are tire compound skipping this week, which means Pirelli is bringing the C1, C3, C4, not the C1, C2, C3, or C2, C3, C4. So they're hoping to create a wider performance gap with more, I put stretchy variation. I meant to write strategy variation in my notes. Hoping, again, per usual, for a two-stopper. In addition to Dante's Inferno temperatures, the track is very demanding on tires, high lateral stress, so very important. Track evolution played an important role last year, which is why drivers were able to increase their tires' stint lengths, which is why we only saw one stop. So they're like, fingers crossed, maybe two again. But they built two good tires. It is a sprint weekend, just a reminder.
Yes.
So they only get one practice that's an hour long during the hottest part of the fucking day to figure this out.
Woohoo.
Which is, this might go extremely well or extremely terrible. I just don't know what they expect. Obviously, with the extra points with the remaining sprints, can potentially make or break the championship as well. We got two more sprints after this weekend, right?
Yeah, we have Brazil and Qatar are both sprint weekends, I believe.
So, yeah. Speaking about title fights, McLaren still, the fight still continues with Piastri leading Norris by 22. And obviously the F1 media has continuously talked about Verstappen, which kind of makes sense. He's in there and he's been doing better, and I get that conversation.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel for storylines.
We're mathematically not impossible, but improbable. But they've also started to include George Russell and Leclerc because we're running out of things to talk about, as Elizabeth has mentioned. So, 3 more sprints is a lot. Yeah, it's quite a bit. Mercedes is back on track to finish second in the constructors, thanks to Ferrari's really, really bad year, copyrighted by myself and Elizabeth. Their consistency in Russell mixed with Antonelli's back on form in races. Everyone's pretty happy about that. Something interesting, I don't know why George Russell's contract is taking exceedingly longer. I know Elizabeth and I have talked about this privately, like, races ago.
Yeah,
but
it's the
still
same situation.
How is it taking so long?
A lot of back and forth about specific terms of the contract of like what George wants to do and what he does not want to have to be contractually obligated to do.
Wild. According to Sky Sports, the secret to Antonelli's comeback is quote-unquote tough love. Quoting Total Wolff, it seems to have worked a little bit of fire up the ass. About Antonelli's form since the Mercedes team principal has publicly described the 19-year-old showing at Monza last month as underwhelming.
It's a hell of a description there, Toto. But I mean, I don't know that it was necessarily even that so much. It was the fact that Mercedes brought a really bad upgrade and had to take it away.
And because he's so young, this is his first fucking year. He had to learn how to deal with that. I don't think it was him himself.
Yeah. He's a little baby boy.
Yeah, that's Europe for you. You can. My mom would say the same thing. Eastern European parents.
It's true.
Beat my ass if I didn't get an A+. And then I get an A+, they'd be like, "You didn't ask for extra credit," and I was like,
"Yeah,
Mom,
should have been an A++."
Oh, I wish I knew. Elizabeth, your predictions.
My prediction. Hear me out. Lewis Hamilton sprint win. I think we're going to have a big Lewis sprint win. I think for the Grand Prix itself, it's going to be Max Verstappen.
Why would you say that?
Because Max, I see him. It's not that I think McLaren is bad now, but I do think that Red Bull have upgraded McLaren at this point because Red Bull still keeps bringing upgrades. And I think McLaren has fallen behind a little bit, and I just think Max Verstappen is a good driver. However, Coda has a lot of medium speed turns where theoretically McLaren should be superior, but again, we'll see. McLaren's last big upgrade, I don't remember, it's in the summer. They're focused entirely on 2026 at this point. Red Bull are still bringing circuit-specific upgrades in an attempt to revitalize its performance.
Please hold.
Yeah, apparently Chris was telling me about this. Yuki again had immigration issues at the airport. If you didn't know, last year at Vegas he was detained for a couple hours. Apparently the same thing has happened. I know that there is with F1 Media, they have forms and stuff to fill out, and like you get put on like, I don't know, some sort of list where it's like, we're legit coming here, like this is why we're coming to the United States, which is a insane concept for folks to have to do. Ash has disappeared for cat reasons.
Sorry, I'm back. I have the results of, clearly my cat wanted to be part of the conversation as people heard the meows. So I wrote 2 post-it notes of Max and Piastri of who I want to win, and my cat has selected one of them. The grand reveal, everybody. I'm sorry, Pumpernickel has Piastri.
Ooh. All right, let's see. Let's see how it goes.
Let's do Piastri, Max, Lando. I love that I use a combination of last and first names here.
Because Lando is a faker name, surname or name than Norris.
New segment, Pumpy's Picks.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but don't like be betting money on this cat's picks and then DMing me that you lost something like you guys do at professional ball players. That's crazy. If you're betting in preseason games, you have problems. Insane. Well, I hope everyone enjoys the USGP. The schedule, just really quickly. Friday, October 17th is sprint qualifying at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, not track time, so it'll be 4:30 track time, 5:30 Eastern. Saturday, October 18th, sprint at 1 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, qualifying for the regular race at 5 p.m. Eastern. And Sunday, October 19th, the race is at 3 p.m. Eastern.
I am excited. If you're going there, if you follow an account, it's called When, Where, What Austin. Unfollow it after the weekend because then you're just going to get a bunch of updates on things that are happening in Austin the rest of the year. But they post every like get together, meetup, etc. that goes on, whether it's a pop-up for Lewis Hamilton, his plus 44, whether it is Williams has a big Williams fan zone at 800 Congress Avenue. So there's like going to be a ton of stuff that is available on the weekend. If you are even not in going to the race, but you just want to like show up in Austin. There's Barilla pasta activations. There are also there's tattoos. There's US Grand Prix themed tattoos.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so You don't have to be at the track for those this year. They have like little pop-ups around Austin as well, so you can go get those fine art tattoos. I have one that I got a MotoGP uh, in a little hutch at the racetrack. It was very cute.
But it's very official when you get in that hutch, just making it very clear.
Yeah,
That's not just some random person with a dirty tattoo needle imprinting
correct.
on you.
It is a
under the regulations.
legitimate person. Yes. Actual tattoo artist.
Let's move on to NASCAR.
The Gambler 400, presented by Kenny Rogers. James Dennis Allen Hamlin has secured win number 60. He did that at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which gives him the playoff berth he needs to make it into the Final Four. He's now tied with Kevin Harvick for the 10th on the all-time win list. He's 3 wins away from Kyle Busch and 16 away from Dale Earnhardt. He had a top 5 car all day, but not really a winning car. However, there was some situation. William Byron looked like he was going to be kind of the win contender, but he had a misfortunate call basically for 4 tires on the final stop, and Hamlin was there to capitalize on that opportunity. The 4-tire call was the winning call at Kansas for Chase Elliott, but did not work this time. So Denny Hamlin, he's going to Phoenix. He's going to the championship 4. He was second at Phoenix in the spring. So we could potentially, maybe, is this Denny's year? Would be very funny if the first championship he wins is while he is in an active lawsuit with NASCAR. But we'll see. We'll see what he's able to do.
I wonder, has he started the promotion of like, don't stop asking me if it's my year yet or something like that?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm not sure.
Because he did that last year? Something like that?
We'll have to see.
That's funny.
I'll have to see.
Yeah.
We also had a big, the thing that really kind of wiped William Byron out, they had just a little incident. Pit road entry chaos was like a very big thing this race. A lot of drivers were kind of dipping down into the pit road from quite high on the track. Michael McDowell got a penalty as well as some other drivers because they were not in the commit line. So that was problematic. Byron's 24 team stopped for tires, lost some track position to their rivals, but was able to jump ahead of Larson on the final stop, looking for the win. Looked like it was going to happen. But as he went into turns 1 and 2, he twitched, lost the lead to Kyle Larson, then proceeded to run low on the track and clobber Ty Dillon. So there was a major communication breakdown that went on here. Ty Dillon did not signal that he was going into the pit entry. His spotter said that he called it out up on the spotter stand. There usually one spotter will tell the other, we're pitting. Byron's spotter apparently, if he heard that, did not relay it to Byron. And there was some confusion over the lane choice. Ty Dillon was, again, quite high up on the track when he made that move. There wasn't really anywhere for William Byron to go other than into the direct rear end of Ty Dillon. The result is that Dillon's team remains buried in the points. Byron also loses a critical playoff buffer. He is now minus 15 to the cut line. So that's not great. It was a very stupid broken telephone situation all around. The number 10 team of Ty Dillon is 32nd in points and minus 70 points to 31st. Why are you pitting? What is your strategy? One of the things that Byron pointed out was it was 15 or so laps after he had completed his pit stop, so he was under the impression that the pit cycle was over and therefore would have needed a hand signal in order to actually understand that, yes, someone is pitting. There was nothing for Ty Dillon to gain, but then he lose big. So Byron was, if he didn't win, was going to look solid heading into Talladega, but ends up now 15 points below the cut line. We'll see how that plays out. We've got Talladega and then we've got Martinsville be the next 2 races before we decide the championship 4. So it should be a wild one. And Connor Zilic series update, the Xfinity series. He finished second Eric Almirola won the race and scored max points. Almirola will stay in the car through Phoenix to chase down the Owners' Championship. Justin Bonsignor was originally scheduled to run at Phoenix, will not be doing that.
That sucks,
I heard some chaos went on in the final lap, but I will be honest, I didn't watch this race. There was Petit Le Mans that was going on, and also the Bathurst 1000 at this point. So Xfinity got relegated to not on my television.
I know Connor Zilic went to like shake the hand of Almirola when he was at the podium, which was really nice. And everyone was like, if this was reverse, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Conor Zilic, he's a good boy. He continues his top 5 streak. So, man's cooking. He's on his way.
Do you want to talk to us about Bathurst?
Yeah.
1000 this century. I love that.
The Bathurst 1000, phenomenal. If you've never watched it, it is a kind of stock car race up and down a mountain on some fire roads in Australia. It is absolutely insane. If you go, as Dodge MF1 says, but Bathurst have published the last 10 laps of the 1000 on their YouTube channel. Those are the last 10 laps you really need to watch. Truly phenomenal racing from start to finish. It was chaos. There was a lot of rain. Again, we are up and down a mountain. I don't think I can stress how chaotic that is. The ultimate winners were Matt Payne and Garth Tander. They were paired in a Grove Racing car, branded Penrite Racing, and Penrite is celebrating its 100th anniversary as a company this year. This is Grove Racing's first victory in the Bathurst 1000. They've won the Bathurst 12-hour 6 times in class. Garth Tander took his 6th Bathurst 1000 victory with this win, and Matt Payne took his 3rd win of the season and his first victory in the 1000. They fought hard. Oh my God, it was so great. As someone mentions, Chaz Mostert was looking strong in the earlier parts of the race. He wrecked out, got out of his car, and walked into a campground area, and people just straight up handed this man a beer. So he had his beer with the fans before he headed back to the garage. Just the race had everything. Rain was looming in the distance in the lead up to the start of the race. There's a safety car that saw multiple teams, including 4-time winner Jamie Whincup, fit dry tires just as the rain started pouring down. Clearly proved to be the wrong choice. And from that point on, there were so many different front-running contenders for victory that looked great, had issues, and changed kind of the narrative that we had. So by the end of the race, a heavily clouded and wet Mount Panorama saw the cloud ceiling drop so low that the top of the mountain was engulfed in fog as the sun started to set. Boy, it was a really good one. It was so much fun.
If we don't mention the Supercars playoffs this season is amazing. Gosh, I appreciated that it was a good race, and I also think if you haven't ever watched a race at Bathurst, regardless if it's, you should watch this one, obviously, but sports car race, GT World Challenge Australia goes there. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
Bathurst
such a
crazy.
Cool track.
It's so narrow, and the shit that happens in the pile-ups, it's just, it scares me. I would never race it on iRacing. Daytona 24, I gotten used to, and I'm comfortable doing that, and all the other stuff, but the Bathurst, I could never feel good about doing it.
Yeah. Crazy.
It is absolutely crazy. We also had Petit Le Mans this weekend.
The little Le Mans.
The little Le Mans. Number 31 Wheeling Cadillac B-Series Dadar with Atkin, Bamber, and Vesti took victory at Petit Le Mans by 5.182 seconds. This marks Cadillac's 2nd straight win to end the season and their 5th one ever at the Crown Jewel Endurance event. I put Crown Jewel because everyone yells about that, depending if it really is or isn't. The win vaulted Atkin from 6th to 2nd in GTP driver standings as well. So the number 6 Porsche 963 finished 3rd and sealed both the drivers and the manufacturers' GTP championships. Porsche's points gap over Acura widened, giving them enough breathing room in the standings pretty easily. So it was interesting. The number 31 Cadillac had to overcome a puncture under caution earlier in the race, and it came back through the 12-car field and managed to get the lead by mid-race. Late in the race, a caution-free final stint forced a fuel splash. that are raced their comfortable margin. So then Aston Martin made some late stops, and so the Porsche tightening the finish for them.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah,
it was a fun race.
We also had AO Racing claim the overall LMP2 season title. What else? And this was the last race for the IMSA WeatherTech season, but the majority of the activity is homologation testing at Daytona in November as teams prepare for 2026.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Valkyrie podium, let's go! Haven't watched WEC in a while. That comes in November, the last WEC race in Bahrain, the 8-hour. It is in November.
Wahoo.
Wahoo! November 8th. It's a Saturday.
Sounds about right.
I've learned today. Thought the race was on a Sunday, but I'm at a wedding that weekend, so I can't stream with Cadillac, and that made me really sad, and I feel really bad because I was like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, I can't.
Actually, I've checked my
Can we pick a day? I realize that this is why I'm crazy, because COTA was on a Sunday, Brazil was on a Sunday, but then some races are on a Saturday, and I'm like, why? Pick a day. It's either Saturday or Sunday, because this is confusing me. And that's what I'm blaming international time for. It's not my fault.
It's not. It's time zones.
How long's the next race? 8 hours.
8.
For this weekend, again, we have Formula One in Austin, Texas, Circuit of the Americas. Friday is sprint qualifying at 5:30 Eastern, which is 4:30 track time. Saturday is sprint at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is October 18th. Saturday, qualifying at 5 p.m. And then the race is at 3 p.m. on Sunday. NASCAR, all 3 series are at Talladega. Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. There's the Indy 8-hour as well, the GT World Challenge America. You have the usual sports car suspects, but we also have Will Power and Conor Daly are going to jump in there as well. And then if you're in Pittsburgh, an hour outside of Pittsburgh, but still called the Pittsburgh International Race Complex, there's Grid Life, which is really, really fun. Grassroots racing, everyone's super chill. Go check out some cool builds, check out some drift events, things like that. It's really, really fun. So if you're able to go this weekend, I'm trying to see what other things are there this weekend that you guys should know about. Like if you can make it, that we tell you and you listen to by Thursday. Also in Indianapolis, right? It's not just GT World Challenge America. You have TC America, GT4 America, GT America, as well as Toyota GR Cup North America. The Baba Yaga's out. My apologies. British Superbikes at Brands Hatch, if that's near anyone. Monza has a bunch of races. GP3 Championship, Euro Formula Open, European Le Mans Series is also at Algarve. Trans Am Series at Barber Motorsport Park. Formula Regional Americas at Barber Motorsport Park. F4 United States is at Barber Motorsport Park. NASCAR Mexico Series is racing this weekend. Long Beach, there's Formula Drift. GT World Challenge Asia is the Beijing Street Circuit with SRO GT Cup as well. So if you listen to that and you like any of those things, and you're near any of those things, please think of attending.
Yeah. Support race car.
That's right. You better just stand there. So I'll give you that dirty look. Elizabeth, what do we expect from you this week?
I will be going to Austin. We'll be at the U.S. Grand Prix back-to-back with the Mexico City Grand Prix. So the next 2 weeks are like my busiest 2 weeks of the year. I am hyped. If you are going to the S's party on Thursday, I will be there. If you are going to the Long Center Exotics party on Wednesday, I will be there. If you are going to the Glenfiddich party on Friday, I will be there. Saturday, Sunday, I don't have any plans, and I'm kind of trying to keep it that way. Unless you're really cool, then we can hang out. I'm going to be talking to Shell. I'm shadowing Shell on Friday. I'm freaking stoked. It's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out on Planet F1, so make sure you check it out.
Please and thank you. This weekend, I promise not to forget that there's a race, and I will be streaming on Sunday at 3 p.m.
If you sleep through it, I will be impressed.
That's usually 3 or 4 o'clock is my nap time, but I promise to be awake before then and set an alarm.
You can do it. You're strong.
So come watch the race with me. Let your friends know, and we can all hang out and talk shit. Oh, is there a race? There's 2 races? I don't give a shit about sprint. You watch that if you want. I'm not watching it. Will you watch at the end of Talladega after F1? I will watch Talladega's highlights. Now that we've ended the podcast, thank you so much for listening. Support local, including racetracks and things around racetracks. Take your meds, touch grass, drink water.
Don't shoot deer out of season.
Don't shoot deer out of season. Yeah, I'm a little tired of NASCAR. It's so long.
Yeah.
And every race is so long, the season's so long. I have to pay so much attention to all the things. And I didn't really have to, right? When the playoffs started, then I should have paid attention. Everything before that doesn't fucking matter. Because it's like, okay, we got the usual suspects in the top. That fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Now we're dealing with this shenanigans. That's what I should have done. I burnt myself out by the regular season. And I should have waited for the playoffs. I might do a Phoenix watch along, and I say that because I might be at weddings all weekend. That's the only issue.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed because I like Talladega and Martinsville. And I'm not going to be able to watch either of those because I know I'm going to be in the press pen at F1 after the race, so I'm not going to be paying attention. But I cannot tell you how excited I am to never have to hear some of these commercials again. The audio for some of the fucking NBC commercials has been driving me insane. I'm so ready for it to be over.
I'm only interested now in the final. Love me some NASCAR road courses, but kind of just meh on the rest.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Why do I have 6 messages? Da 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 da. If you see me post pictures of my cats, you should engage with it because he's a cutie patootie. Yeah. Debating on buying a ticket for the finale at Phoenix because I don't want to deal with it.
That's so funny. That's honestly the biggest selling point for me going to NASCAR races is so I don't have to hear commercials.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, you should go to Phoenix. It's fun. It's a great facility. Again, the track, look, TBD on that one. The racing there, TBD on that one. But I really enjoy the facilities. It's actually a really up-to-date track. Though they built media centers too small. I don't know why they do this. They did this in Austin at Coda 2. The Phoenix one is just one floor, and like the Netflix offices and then like NBC take up a lot of space. They should have made it 2 floors.
They should have.
Or like they should have made, because obviously there's like a press part where like you're all looking at whoever's talking, right, and interviewing them and whatnot, and like things throughout the weekend. They should have made that like a classroom setting where it's like a large like auditorium, and then like offices for people or like companies as they need it, because they were people. People are squishing in there. Yeah, it's bad. When I went to Phoenix, like 2 years ago, it's tight. And it's only getting bigger as they want, like Amazon and all these other like folks in press and drivers and whatnot, and all the series are there and whatnot. It's scary. It's scary. It's just not well thought out. Otherwise, beautiful facility if you're not press, right? A lot of shade, a lot of areas to walk around, a nice underground tunnel. They really did a great job. Good. Easy to get in and out too, which I was surprised about. Better. There'll obviously be traffic because everyone's going, but like they've got it on lock there. It's pretty nice.
Thank goodness.
Went for Xfinity for the spring race and it was really fun. Yeah, go for the championship. It's gonna be not the last one there, but next year they're going to Homestead. Neat. Chad, anything else you want to talk about? Talk about corporate America. Told you to take your PTO. Told you to eat your vegetables. Oh, now you're calm, you little shit. Fuck the Dodgers. W Podcast, W Vibes, W PTO, W Rooms, W Kiddies. Thank you, Agent Skills. I don't want to eat veggies. You have to.
One veggie. Go to consumerreports.com and make sure that your protein powder, if you're on protein powder, does not have a week's worth serving of lead in it. Do that right now. Yeah.
What happened?
Oh my God. Consumer Reports tested a bunch of popular protein powders for their amount of lead. And most of them, not most of them, but some of them have like over a week's worth of lead in each serving. So if you're having protein powder every day, you're having a week's serving of protein powder, which explains, I'm going to be honest, so much. But let's just be healthy. Yeah, I was looking at this. My protein powder was fine. So go to this link that I've dropped in the chat here. If you are using, what is that one? Naked Nutrition Vegan Mass Gainer, that has 1,572% of the amount of lead you are allowed to have per serving.
That's insane.
That's not only more than your weekly max, that's probably closer to your monthly max. So to make sure you're not doing
Oh, I have
this.
the Orgain one. Oh, I have Quest 2. Oh, this is wild, dude.
Yeah, yeah, some of these are gnarly.
Recommend limiting to once a week. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Recommend never. Products to avoid. 1,288% Sierra's level of concern. I do love Consumer Reports. We used to get the magazine in my parents' deli all the time.
Consumer Reports is the best. If you want a safe one, Muscle Tech 100% mass gainer has no limit, no lead detected.
Lead maxing and gains maxing. Hells yeah. Seems like a time saver to me. I'm just a meat and potatoes kind of guy. No, you have to eat vegetables, guys. Be an adult about this. Find a vegetable you enjoy.
I promise you'll find something. If you don't know how to cook it, just probably put a lot of oil on it and then put it in the oven and cook it.
Salt and pepper.
It'll be lovely.
Maybe season your vegetables. That's also very important.
Season your vegetables. If you boil them and they're mushy, you're not going to like them. That goes for everything.
I do like mushy broccoli, though.
See, I don't mind it, but that's usually like the big problem that people have is like the texture. It's like my mom just boiled the hell out of this broccoli until it like falls apart on the fork. Or like these Brussels sprouts are just soggy masses.
Yeah, roasted. Think about it. I've been loving green beans. That's been my kick for the past couple, like a month or two. Is just roasting some green beans. Delicious. Those I can eat pretty well.
Roasted broccoli Caesars things. There's like a little roasted broccoli Caesar kit at the grocery store, and I bought it once to see how they did it. It's like you put dressing and oil on it, roast it, and then put breadcrumbs and cheese, and then put it back in the oven, and it gets really great. So I was like, well, I can just do this at home, and have been making that like crazy.
Yeah, you got to eat vegetables. Spaghetti squash is pretty good. You can roast that. Make it like a little dish, a little spaghetti squash bowl. Yeah, you need to eat vegetables. You also need to keep your body moving. If that's like a daily walk of like 5,000 to 7,000 steps, whatever. I'm not telling you to do the 10,000 thing. Whatever you can do. Yeah. As you get older, just keep your body moving, and it makes getting old a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah. If you have a difficult time with vegetables, my favorite secret is if you make your own broths. Put in like do a bone broth, chicken rotisserie chicken carcass, onion, carrot, celery. If you take that out and you blend it up after you've boiled this for a while and you've simmered it and these vegetables are soft and you just pour it back into the soup, it's a thickener. And you don't taste it, you get all of the good nutrition, and you're set. You get your servings of vegetables.
See, if you don't want to hear me say what I have to say after you told me you're a picky eater. I hate fucking picky eaters. Just be an adult. It's picky eaters are ridiculous. You were let down as a child. God, I hate reading Reddit posts where it's like, oh, my boyfriend only eats chicken fingers and won't go to a nice restaurant for my birthday. Tell him to shut the fuck up.
My sister's the same way.
I can't deal with picky eaters.
I think she has the autism in that regard.
I can't handle it. I don't even care. And just deal with it and shut the fuck up. Especially if it's someone's like birthday or Mother's Day or you're taking someone out to dinner and you're just inviting them. Like, I can't eat here. Well, it's not for you. You'll find something. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm someone that will try anything once.
What's the weirdest thing you've tried?
Oh, well, I mean, Eastern European foods are pretty weird. Like, we eat cow tongue on like a regular basis. So it's like there's nothing like weird.
I've had whale blubber.
Ooh, awful. How's that?
Awful.
Interesting.
Texture, awful. Just, it was like gelatinized butter with the mouthfeel. Not a fan. Wasn't interested. That was a no from me.
Ray says bowls testes. Steve says a camel spider. You won't eat a vegetable, but you'll try a camel spider? That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I'll try anything at least once, but I got sick after eating beets and they tasted like a handful of dirt. I used to love beets as a child, which is wild. And radishes.
One of my weird ones, raw potatoes.
That's weird.
It tastes like dirt. The texture is like kind of dirt. So good. I used to ask my mom to peel me a potato so I could eat it like an apple when I was a kid.
I'm overly accommodating, which is why I'm like, suck it up if you're a picky eater, because I would do that, like, regarding where you go. But when I was a kid, I didn't want to bother anyone, so I would just ask for like plain slice of bread. And they're like, "Do you want a sandwich?" I'd be like, "No, just bread," because I don't want to bother you with my need to eat. So please give me bread. Thank you so much. Raw potato is wild. It was $200 bet, and I cooked it in a fire. You could do the same thing with broccoli. Did you
Do
know
we
that?
have to pay you $200?
Yeah. Dude, if I get you to eat a vegetable, can I? Yeah, I'll pay you. Whatever. Fuck it.
My mom recently told me she likes to eat frozen peas. I bet that rips. Honestly, I love frozen
That's small enough.
blueberries. Frozen blueberries are so
Frozen
good.
grapes are really good.
Frozen grapes are
Especially
great.
get like the cotton candy, whatever it's called. The sugar.
Ooh,
The
I've
super
never
sweet
had.
ones.
I used to get just. I would get them on the verge of going like spoiling, and then freeze them, and then they
Okay.
were always like perfect. Because then you get like a really
Yeah.
good like sorbet
Yeah.
texture inside. Phenomenal.
10/10 recommend.
Mhm.
Yeah. So keep your brain moving, eat a vegetable. What else did you do, Elizabeth? Make sure you go to the dentist this year. Apparently, a lot of people don't like going to the dentist or like refuse to go.
I haven't been since 2 years ago.
Elizabeth, you need to go.
I just don't like.
You have to be proactive, not reactive to your teeth.
I know, but they don't bother me, so I let them be. I've
Elizabeth.
never had a cavity.
Elizabeth.
So I'm like, I'm fine. Clearly, I'm doing something right.
You don't want to deal with like root canals and shit. I guess you're doing something fine if you're not getting them, but still. Consider going since it's been 2 years.
Yeah, I should. The last time I went, they said, you're fine. The thing that pisses me off is every time I go, they're like, you should get adult braces. And I say, I don't want them. And then every time I go, they bring it up again. And I'm like, my teeth are fine. They're a little weird, but they're fine.
Are you able to get like the things, the plastic trays instead, or like Invisalign?
I can, but I don't know. They're like, it might
Do they
make
give
your
you a
jaw
reason?
hurt later. It might make my jaw hurt later in life. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't know. I'll deal with it when I get to
Oh my
that
God,
point,
Steve.
if that gets to that point. But
Steve, we need to have a conversation in the Discord, one-on-one. Never going again. My teeth are fine. Homie, you're not eating your vegetables. Your teeth are not fine. Let me tell you. I'm paying for dental benefits. I'm going to use them. Yeah, I go twice a year. I have
Squeaky
permanent
clean.
braces on the bottom teeth. Top, not so much. And I'm battering my retainer, which have kind of shifted. I am preaching you to go to the dentist. My dentist has also told me I need to take my wisdom teeth out, as they are all 4 impacted. And I'm saying no. They have not gotten infected. They're all chill. Nothing's shifting in my mouth. Nothing's like making my teeth move one way or another. My jaws don't hurt. I refuse to take them out at this point. I'm 33. It is going to kill me if I fucking do it.
I got mine out. I was dead. I didn't get dry socket, but I had a reaction to the pain medication that they put me on. So I was vomiting uncontrollably, couldn't eat anything for like 2 weeks. My brother got his out. He got home. He asked for a steak. And he ate a steak. I was eating mashed bananas in fucking soup, like not even like bisque, for probably 2 months.
Yeah, I refuse to. At this point, I refuse to get my wisdom teeth taken. It's too late for me. I should have done it when I was like 17 and could have like recovered. It's gonna hurt. It's like when
I have my dad's wisdom teeth.
it's like when you get the chicken pox when you're older. It sucks. Twice as much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Pollux. My mom got it out when she was like 35 and hurt unless I got mine out at like 19. That shit was easy.
I got mine out at 20. I was ruined.
As someone who experienced an absolute nightmare when an impacted wisdom tooth took 2 perfectly healthy teeth with it, when it finally decided to blow up, you go now. Okay, I'm gonna go to the dentist. I'll see what they have to say. Yeah, the problem is like you don't get your teeth back, right? Like if you cut yourself, like your skin will heal, you'll get a scar, you'll be fine. That's why I'm very also picky with my ear protection. Like I'm always wearing my headphone, like my loop earplugs in, not sponsored by the way. I just threw in which brand I used. At the movie theater, at concerts, like I'm always just tossing them on. At racetracks, obviously it's really important, but your hearing does not regenerate itself. Like once you have hearing loss, you have hearing loss. So
Crazy.
your teeth are kind of the same way. Just be careful with them in your eyesight.
Make sure to polish your bones.
Make sure. Isn't it weird that all your bones in your are constantly wet?
Yeah.
Have you thought about
I
this?
don't like, yes. I think often about how fucked up it is to have skin. It really upsets
I
me.
can't handle the wet bone fact. It always gets me weird. I shiver, and then I feel my bones, and I'm like, oh yeah, you guys are all constantly wet. Like your teeth are always wet, and then every bone in your body is always constantly wet.
Just moist, hanging out in there.
Ugh. When I was working out with my trainer last week, she was making me do, fuck, what do you call them? I was laying on the bench and doing someone will know.
We call them skull crushers.
Thank you. I was doing skull crushers. And she's like, does everything feel good? Like, are you good? Like anything? I was like, yeah, my elbow is just, just like the funnies. And she's like, something hurt? Are you okay? I was like, no, but like I can like actively feel like my elbow skin, like getting over my bone. Like, you feel it. Like you can just like, because I don't usually do skull crushers day to day. So when we do them, like I'm particularly feeling my skin going over my elbow to like hold the weight. And like, she's like, that's not what I needed to know. I was like, oh, sorry. Do people not think about these things? I always think about how like my neck needs more rest because it's always holding up my goddamn head.
I never think about that. That's interesting.
Like, I always feel bad, and so I always like sometimes I just like do this in the work day and just like hold up my head, so my neck can get a break. Maybe I'm overthinking my body. Meet mech suits for a wrinkly gray suit. Yeah. Start a dinner conversation to you guys. Be like, did you know your bones are always just wet?
I'm going to be honest, this is exactly the kind of shit we'd be talking about at Thanksgiving at my family Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, I do love cracking my knuckles. I do that all the time.
I do.
I can crack my ankles too. I can also, my hip flexor is really tight on my right side. So if I like raise my leg and put it down when I'm standing, you hear like a I should probably get that checked out, but it's fine. You need to get that F1 driver neck training regimen. No, I'm just like, it's like your neck does so much. Do you guys not think about these things about your body? Like you just like living life? Like what are you guys thinking day to day?
I think a lot about it, but I don't know that I think about my neck.
Sure, not your neck, but like you don't think about like what your body does for you?
I do. I think about how rude I am to it sitting at my desk all week.
Usually the Roman Empire. Your brain has bone armor with a meat and skin overlay. Oh yeah, very true.
I don't like that. They got my tender bits outside of me. Why can't I have an exoskeleton?
Chat, can we get a little rated R here for a second? Like I always feel weird for dudes because like all our stuff for women is like in the body, which is like great, but like some of your stuff is just out there, and I feel so bad for you because that's just like some fragile stuff that's just not protected.
Just flopping around.
It's just flopping around. You gotta ride a bike is probably annoying. Like yeah, you just shift it. Sometimes you overheat, you get sweaty. I feel so bad. Like sure, like having ovaries is not fun and menopause is not fun, and I can't stop menopause. It turns out, but like dudes, you're just flailing.
You're just dangling.
It's wild. It's just there. I have an enclosure. Thank you, Panda. It's not safe for you.
It's weird.
And I hate when people in major league sports don't wear cups because they're trying to be macho. And I'm like, homie.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
Just shift it. That's a whole logistical operation that has to be planned and coordinated. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I could imagine just like additional dangly bits from my body.
How do you even wear pants? Like, this is the thing.
Well, that's the whole debate about like tighty whities, boxers, briefs, and all that stuff, Elizabeth. We can just wear whatever underwear.
Yeah. I hate wearing pants. But like dudes, they feel like y'all need the skirts more than we do. You get the freedom down there.
Yeah, my boyfriend was like, I was wearing a dress to work and like you got a sweater over it. You did like the whole style thing. And he was like, man, it would be nice to like wear this to work. And it's so breezy. It gets so hot there. Yeah. I was like, I can imagine. You can get a kilt.
Yeah. Air that shit out.
Yeah. What else do I think about? If you're dumb not to protect your bits, you don't deserve to reproduce. Well, this is what I feel about general safety things, right? Like the Guardian cap people made fun of. And I was like, guys, it's just like an extra layer. Like you can't even tell at this point sometimes when they're wearing it. It doesn't matter. They're just protecting their head. It's an additional like, is it foam? It's an additional thing you put on your helmet when playing football in the United States now. Oh. And it looks kind of like you do look like you have a bigger like head and stuff, but it's extra protection. If like you play the game, That's great. This is like the NHL also, like there was a U.S. hockey had a video of like how many teeth are real or fake in your mouth. Jesus. And then some guy's like, oh, well, I wear a guard. So they're all real. And then people in the comments are calling him a pussy because now it's grandfathered in. You don't have to wear a shield, a face shield. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just wear a face shield. You don't have to lose your fucking teeth. Wear a neck guard. It's not that big of a deal. You don't get your neck fucking sliced, which happened to someone. Like, just protect yourself. I hate when people take protection. The halo was not that big of a deal, and a lot of you lost your fucking shit. Fucking pussies. Sorry. It's still rated R, by the way.
That one drove me insane. I did a whole
stupid.
I was in a class at that time called American Masculinities in Literature. We had to do a final presentation. I did my final presentation as a rhetorical analysis on the backlash against the halo.
So dumb.
Yeah. It was so stupid.
It was so stupid. If you were on the internet making fun of the halo, don't identify yourself because I'm making fun of you.
Stub your toe.
Played tackle football in the 90s and concussions were not that big because giving big hits was the thing. Well, concussions were not big of a thing because they said they didn't exist.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the Esteban Ocon story where he was talking about how after his 2022 Miami crash, he was fucking pissing blood and passed out in the shower? Girl!
And he was like, yeah, that's totally fine. It was normal. It's just something you gotta do. And I was like, no, that's not okay.
That was it. And he said it was the morning after the crash. That's race day morning. That's race day morning.
Yeah. Ugh. I know why we have to be like, I don't know, like show that we're like not cool or like strong because we ignore safety and injuries and stuff like that. I don't understand this society.
Dumb.
Got a salmon ready to bake in the oven. What did I miss so far? Protect your dangly bits.
Brush your teeth.
Your bones are always wet. That's my favorite one because you really got to think about it. You're like, yeah, every single one of my 206 bones is just wet.
Yeah. I'm like you're like a little soup, but like in a bag.
And when you take a bath, you're boiling soup.
I think that's one of my favorites. I love making me soup.
Are you saying you're like a seafood boil seasoning? Like you're just in a bag? We didn't get.
Yeah. Sometimes when I coat a lot of garlic and your hands smell like garlic afterward for a while, it's like I am the meat that is being seasoned. I'm marinating myself.
Throw salt over my shoulder. I'm like, oh, I'm seasoning myself. It's good luck. I boil myself in the shower. Women are better at handling higher temperatures.
Oh, yeah. I love to cook in the shower. If it's not like scalding, I don't know what I'm doing with myself.
Rotate around like a rotisserie chicken. Same. Yeah, I do like to. And then you can boil a lobster in my showers for sure.
But I hit it at the end with the cold rinse because it's for my hair, for curly hair. It's better to hold the stuff in. But I've also found that it's like it redoes whatever I've just fucked up with my body temperature.
No, I'd like to burn, please. In Wi-Fi engineering, we call people meat bags.
Meat bags. Yeah.
I swear all race car drivers are masochists. Yeah, probably.
I feel like to be a race car driver, you kind of have to be.
Because the mental fortitude it takes. I was talking to Mark Urban. I grabbed dinner with him yesterday. He's a videographer for Ford and a lot of other teams. And he was talking to one of the Ford drivers, and he was just saying, just like the mental fortitude you needed for Road America, because it's just so narrow, and like you're looking around constantly, like you're on the defensive, you're on the offensive, forget about like the physicality of also racing, on top of the mental strength you need to deal with a fucking race for X number of hours is insane. Yeah. So a shower is just sous videing yourself. It's true. I have a plastic curtain. Just like sous vide. I have to wash my hair with cold water because I have bright colors. Yeah, if you dye
mine
your
is
hair,
the same.
Cold.
With the red.
Humans don't have the nerves to feel the wetness. I feel like if you think about it really hard enough, I can feel my bones being wet. It's really unfortunate.
You become conscious of it, or you at least become conscious of the imagining that you're doing.
Do we think F1 will have a concussion diagnosis problem in the future? Oh, interesting. So I know in NASCAR they lie at their baselines.
Yeah, they do a concussion protocol test. So they do baseline testing for every driver, and then after an accident, when they go to the medical center, that's what they do. They put them through that. Very easy to just fake that, to do poorly intentionally when you set your baseline, so that you do not have to worry. Like I've heard multiple stories about NASCAR drivers in the past few years who have no recollection of the post-race interview they've just given. I F1 has a certain amount of testing. We're trying to talk more with the FIA to kind of elaborate on what exactly it entails, because it's not quite as open or transparent as it is with a NASCAR, where that's what's happening.
Humans can feel changes in temperature, pressure, and texture, but aren't like some animals that can feel wetness. Oh, so sorry, do you mean like when I'm in water, what am I feeling? Is that texture and temperature? Isn't wet a texture? Because things can't be more wet. You're just wet. Welcome to philosophy. It's not even dark. It's just 6:30. We'll come back at 10 p.m. Talk about dangly bits and texture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food for thought.
Yeah. Think about it. Report back.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone start that dinner conversation. Oh, that's what we should do. We should have like a one dinner conversation topic a week to the chat.
Oh,
and today it's about your bones feeling wet or constantly wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Yeah, check out Elizabeth's stuff at Planet F1. Make sure you leave it open even though you're done reading it because that counts. Share it with your friends if you find it interesting. If there's a creator you enjoy or someone's stuff you like when you go on the internet, make sure you either comment on it or like it or DM them. Be like, hey, really like this, like your work. Always makes their day if you can't financially contribute in any way. Yeah. Stay frosty. Stay wet.
Get spooky.
Oh, yeah. Put on your Halloween decorations. Have some fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we should start 2 podcasts. We'll have a motorsport one, and then we'll have like a life one.
A life cast?
Yeah. What do we even... Not that anyone needs to listen to us. What do I fucking know?
Tune it in. Book recommendations. Fucking philosophical conundrums.
I finally got off the wait list for how everything's related to tuberculosis, the John Green one. It's only like 200 something pages, which is great. So I'm hoping to read that like this week so I can read my other books that I've gotten.
That'll be fun.
Go Dodgers, avoid veggies in the dentist. No. Steve, stop it. Steve, you're going to be lucky if you live till tomorrow. What are you talking about? Go eat a vegetable. Bye, Whirlwind. Bye, everyone. If you're a lurker, appreciate you. If you're a producer, sorry for talking for so long.
See ya.
Not that he's not about to yell at me right now. Bye, everyone.